All right, so one of the most asked questions that I get being an IT manager is what are going to be the jobs in technology that you can get in 2026 and beyond that is going to prevent you from losing your job to AI, right? We know AI is here, we know AI is not going anywhere, and a lot of people are very nervous about it in all fields of employment, right? But in technology, it's a little bit differently because AI is technology, right? So a lot of people are just really concerned about what jobs they can get and they can prevent from actually losing their jobs. So in this video, I'm going to give you my top 3 jobs today that are going to be good jobs to get that will prevent you from losing your job to AI. Again, nothing is foolproof. However, I think these are the best jobs today that you can get that you can not have to worry about AI taking your job immediately. So I got my notes here, guys. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. All right, number 1, cybersecurity engineer or security analyst, okay? So every company, every hospital, every bank, every government agency is becoming more dependent upon technology today, right? So at the same time, you got cyber attacks, you got ransomware, you got phishing. All of these things continue to increase as we continue to build technology, right? So the more security professionals that we have, guys, the better that will be because that's what we're truly going to need if we're going to continue to build systems the way that we've been building them, right? So first, let me tell you this. Why AI is not going to replace this job, the job of a cybersecurity engineer. AI can absolutely help identify suspicious activity, okay? It definitely can do that, but a few things that it actually cannot do, which is why I think this job is safe. Number 1, guys, it cannot detect how to respond to a live cyber attack. It does not have the ability to do that yet. We're still ways away from that even happening, right? Number 2, guys, it does not have the ability to lead an incident management team. Guys, when you get together a team of engineers or a team of analysts, it can't really lead them. You need a human touch, you need human interaction to be able to lead teams, right? So it's not going to be able to do any of that at this time. It does not understand business risk, okay? So again, when you have a business and you have an organization that you're running, AI can't truly understand the full nuances of and the intricacies of that entire business. Remember, AI typically goes off of the information you put in it. So if you leave certain things out or you don't add certain things within the prompt, guess what? AI can't fully detect this. So it does not have the ability to understand full business risk at this time. It also cannot brief executives. Guys, when you work in an organization where you have to speak with high-level leadership, you need to be able to brief leadership immediately with accurate information. And a lot of the times, they really want a human person to do that, okay? So when it comes to being able to give updates and give notifications and letting the people above you know exactly what's going on within the company, they're not really prepared right now for AI to take on that level of responsibility. And one of the last things it can't do, guys, is it can't make judgment calls during an attack, protecting against people and the organization, okay? So you gotta understand something. When it comes to being able to make a judgment call, a lot of that requires human interaction. That requires a person to think outside of a technical aspect sometimes. So you have to look at certain situations and say, okay, this might be right technically to do, but maybe from the human side, you may not want to do that. And again, robots don't have the ability to do that yet. They don't have the ability to process human emotions. This is not Will Smith and AI and an iRobot right now, guys, which is a great movie, by the way. You guys need to go and check it out. It came out long time ago. But again, AI does not have the ability to do that at this time. One thing that you have to understand about cybersecurity, it is ultimately about protecting the people and the organizations. It's not necessarily just about running software, okay? So I want you guys to remember that going forward as you're thinking about the IT career that you want to get involved in. All right, second job that you don't have to worry about AI taking anytime soon, guys, is a cloud infrastructure engineer or cloud architect, okay? So if you guys haven't noticed, in the last several years, a lot of organizations are switching to a cloud platform, okay? We have tons of cloud platforms out there, guys. We have Microsoft Azure, we've got AWS, and we also do have Google Cloud, right? Even companies that are already in cloud, they still need experts to build it, optimize it, and they need experts to maintain those environments, okay? So that's going to require a human being to be able to do that. We cannot allow AI to actually do that right now. And it doesn't really have the full abilities and capabilities to do that at this time. So AI can actually recommend configurations for you to actually use, right? They actually do have the ability to do that, right? But there are a few things that it cannot do when it comes to this particular job. Number one, guys, it cannot build a company budget. You are going to need a human being to do that, okay? Especially, again, as I stated in the other one, if you leave things out, if you forget certain things to add within the budget, a human being is going to be able to remember that. AI is only going to remember what it is that you tell them to remember. So they don't have the ability to understand a company budget at this time. Compliance requirements. If you have not uploaded or if you have not documented all compliance regulations for the organization, guess what? AI is not going to be able to include that in a response that it gives you to help you keep the cloud infrastructure running, right? This is not going to flow right then. Business priorities. Again, as a manager, guys, one of my priorities is to make sure that I keep aligned with the business each and every day. What the organization needs, what are the hot topic items that we need to work on for the day and also even the week. AI can't always figure that out, again, unless you put that information in, but at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, it needs a human interaction to be able to prioritize what is truly about the business for that week or for that day versus thinking about what a computer would think that the priorities are. Disaster recovery plans. Okay, listen, this is a big one. When systems go down, you always need a disaster recovery plan, okay? Those plans typically need to be scripted out. They need to be led by a human being. They need human interaction to do that. If you don't have that, you wind up risking the company going down and you don't have the ability to bring it back up from a systems or cloud administration aspect. So with that being said, that still requires a human being to be able to do that and not AI technology. The bottom line is this: cloud engineering requires solving unique problems that differ from one organization to another. It's never the same, which is why I told you guys in one of my previous videos about the top 25 things that I learned in information technology. I'll post right here. Every organization is different. Every organization runs their cloud infrastructure completely different than the next. So when you learn it in one organization, you're going to need time to be able to learn it and master it within this next organization that you go to. And AI is not going to be able to help you do that. You're going to need to be able to do a lot of that stuff on your own. All right, the next job: IT management, solutions architect, or anybody really that works in some type of a technical leadership role, okay? One thing I want you guys to understand is that a lot of technology projects don't fail because the software didn't work, right? It fails for other reasons, okay? So one of the reasons that it fails is because, number one, people don't communicate. You need to be able to communicate within several levels within the organization. If you do not, or you're not a great communicator, you really truly need to work on that, because again, you need to be able to prep, and you need to be able to inform senior leadership of what's going on within the company. The second thing, priorities change. When priorities change, you're going to need someone, a human being, to be able to let you know what those priorities are day to day or week to week. I just talked about that in a previous comment. If you don't have a human being that gives you the ability to let you know, hey, this is the priority for this week, these are the things that need to be worked on, and you allow an AI system to do that, well, guess what, guys? You're going to let AI run it into the ground, because they're not going to take in all of the nuances that it will require for you to know the organization at a ground level, to know that this person needs their equipment now, and we need to work on this system later on this week because this is not that important. It takes a little while to be able to understand that, but AI technology is not going to be able to do that at this time. When departments disagree, listen, I can't tell you how many times where we've got the IT department disagreeing with the HR department, or the HR department disagreeing with the health department and things of that nature. When you have disagreements between certain levels, certain organizations, or certain parts of the organization, AI can't bring everybody together to have a kumbaya moment so that we can figure this out. You're going to need someone with a leadership skill, with leadership qualities, to be able to come in and mediate the situation. Guys, there's still things within an organization that, again, AI is not going to be able to do. And the human interaction is one of them. We're not there yet, okay? So what I will tell you is that being in leadership, being in technical leadership, or being some type of a solutions architect, anything that provides upper level or top tier solutions or oriented things is definitely going to be a job that you're going to need going forward if you're continuing to work in information technology. And the reasons why that AI is not going to take any of those jobs that I just talked about as far as being in leadership, number one, it can't lead teams. You need a human being to be able to do that. I think that's self-explanatory. Number two, it can't mentor employees, right? Like when you're in a leadership position, you need to be able to sit your team down to be able to discuss the rights, the wrongs, the goods, the bads, and be able to give them tangible solutions going forward so they can become the best techs that they can be. AI is not going to be able to do that at this time. I'm sorry, it's just not going to be able to happen. Another thing that it can't do right now is it can't resolve conflicts. Again, when you have an organization full of people with different personalities, different traits, and different responsibilities, guess what? You guys are going to have differences from time to time. And when it's time to get those differences resolved, you can't sit down in front of a computer and type in everything within the prompt of an AI tool for it to figure out how do you do conflict resolution. It's just not something that we're doing right now. Building trust with executives. This one right here might be one of the most important ones, especially if you're trying to work in high-level IT. The only way you're going to be able to build trust with executives is to talk with them face-to-face or even on like a Teams call. It's not going to happen through technology. It's not going to happen through AI technology. You need to be able to have person-to-person interaction. You need to be able to look people in their eye when you talk to them. You shake their hand with a nice, firm handshake. Be able to articulate your words perfectly so that you can get across the points that you need. AI can really type those things out, and it does sound good. They can help you script up something, but they can't help you necessarily build trust with the people around you that you have to see each and every day. Okay, those leadership skills that I just talked about become more and more valuable as AI continues to automate routine technical work. So there are going to be things that AI is going to be able to do, and they're already doing it right now from a technology standpoint. But human-to-human interaction, being able to be nice, friendly, and cordial with people, that is just something that AI is not going to be able to do at this time. All right, and the last one, guys, a bonus one that I wanted to throw in here because I know you guys love what I'm about to say, working at the service desk. Yes, listen, AI is not going to be able to replace people at the service desk at this time. Now, yes, will it be able to automate certain roles and certain tasks within the service desk? Absolutely, it is going to be able to do that. It is already doing that. However, when it comes to working in a service desk, a lot of the things that you have to do within a service desk is front facing. A lot of the things that you need to do requires you to set up equipment. AI can't replace a printer cartridge, right? Printer cartridges need to get replaced. AI cannot set up a desk, a workstation. If a user wanted a dual monitor setup along with the docking station and a keyboard and a mouse, well, guess what? An AI robot is not coming over to set that up for any of the users. So there's still a level of human interaction that is still required within information technology that you need to exhibit to be able to do this job. So what I will tell you, for those of you who want to skip the service desk, and I know a lot of you guys want to do that, I am telling you that working in the service desk right now, front-facing jobs that require you to look at people in their faces and be able to assist them, it is going to be one of the most secure jobs that you can have. Anything that involves you having face-to-face contact and also being able to use your hands to set up equipment like a data center or anything like that, guys, those are going to be the key jobs that you should be looking for as you transition through 2026 and into 2027 with AI technology on the rise. All right, in conclusion, I just want to say again, for those of you who are concerned about AI taking a lot of jobs, listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. AI is going to take a lot of jobs. But I think that the key components that you need to know is if you have good people skills, you'll be able to build relationships with the people within an organization, and you're okay with using your hands and going to work every day. I think information technology is still going to be a way to go for the foreseeable future for jobs that you can work within 2026 and beyond, that you don't have to worry about AI so much. And I just think that those 3 jobs that I just gave you guys is just the tip of the iceberg. There's other jobs as well too, but those are the top 3 that I wanted to discuss today. So listen, Guys, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. If there are any other AI jobs that you think that are going to be safe from, excuse me, not AI jobs, any other tech jobs that you think are going to be safe from AI technologies as time goes on, guys, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Please let me know what you think. I'm always interested to hear about what you guys think about technology and how jobs are going to be going forward. Just please let me know, guys. And listen, it's been real. I will catch you guys in the next one.